Are the aftermarket Schlage Everest keys and cylinders worth it? My name is PJ with CLK Supplies, and that is a question we get a lot, or as I like to say, a latte. And I want to show you the differences between the OEM and the aftermarket to make sure that you can have the most informed decision. Now in particular, we're going to be talking about the C123 and C145 cylinders. Now let's start with price, because typically that's why the question is being asked. Okay, so the aftermarket keys are going to be about 50% less than the OEM, and the cylinders, okay, the aftermarket cylinders like the key and knob cylinder or mortise or rim are typically around 80% less, right? So the aftermarket C123 cylinder is about 20% of the cost of the OEM. So that's a huge difference. Now, of course, that kind of changes over time a little bit, but you get the idea. And all the products I'm going to be talking about today, OEM and aftermarket, I'm going to put a link in the notes below so you can check them all out. We do stock them. Now let me take the camera, I'll put it up top here, and let's put the OEM and the aftermarket side by side and look at the similarities and the differences. Okay, let's first just talk about the keys, the OEM versus the aftermarket here. It's really simple. The keys are actually identical, okay? They're both made out of nickel silver. Of course, this is the JMA aftermarket one. We stocked both the JMA and the ILCO. As you can see, they put the C123 on here, and then they put the country of origin, which happens to be Spain right here. All right, so when you look at the both of them, they're going to like the head shape, all of that is essentially identical. The difference is one has the Schlage logo, one doesn't, but they're made out of the same material, which is the nickel silver, which I think is, important. Okay, so that's the difference. Of course, they're gonna have the side milling right here because you have to have that for the key to slide in and work. So that's why it has it, but that's everything about the aftermarket keys. They're a great cost saver. Let's get on to the cylinders. So this is just your standard key and knob cylinder, all right? This is the OEM, and how you'll know it's OEM is it has the little mountain stamped on the face of the plug here, okay? And here is the GMS. So I'll be showing you the GMS. We have both GMS and ILCO. They both make the C125 and the C123s, all right? I'll put a link in the notes below to these products. And if you look at the plug face of the aftermarket, okay, it doesn't have the little mountain there because it's not a OEM. All right, so this is how it's gonna come. It's gonna come like this. It comes without keys and without any bottom pins, okay? It has this little nice plastic plug follower in here. But the main thing that I wanna focus on that is very important is the check pin, okay? You see this little pin right here on the bottom? That's what these grooves on the side of the keys are for. And you have to put that key in, and that gives an extra, and it pops that up there into the groove, and then you can turn the key. So it's a little extra security precaution, right? A little extra security in that. The aftermarket, if I turn this upside down and you look, it does not have that, okay? And that is the big difference that you need to know when it comes to the difference between the OEM cylinders and the aftermarket cylinders. Now, let me just open this up and give you a quick, closer look at it if you're not familiar. Okay, so if you open it up here, now if you have the key in, if you put your hand over the bottom pins and you turn it upside down, you can see that little check pin right there, all right? Now, when you go to rekey these, just a quick tip is you wanna make sure you have your finger underneath that check pin, so when you pull the key out, that check pin and the spring are gonna drop out. So better just to keep your finger underneath it there and rekey it that way. So I'm gonna put that back together here. As you can see, the check pin is there, it's all good to go. We'll go ahead here, I'm using the mullet, we'll put this back together really quick. So that's the big difference, okay, between the cylinders is the check pin. The other thing you need to know is that the aftermarket cylinder does not come with keys, and it does not have the check pin. All right, and there you have it. The differences between the OEM and aftermarket Everest cylinders and keys. I would love to know what you think. Is the price worth it, not having that check pin worth it? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. and Ilco, who are known for making very high quality aftermarket cylinders. Both make them. Oh my gosh, what in the world's going on out there?
Get out of my head! Hey, turn that off! Turn that off right now!
Okay, I gotta start over, man. Something weird.
Why did you stop the jazz music?
Oh, oops. Oh, and I want to make. we have to add this in here somewhere, dude. Sorry. Now, before I do it, you know,